They got nothing else to think about but Capo. I did a lot for them in their life, you heard? Both of them. Pause though, get off my dirt. There's only space on there for baby girl, man. Come on, man. Tugging on my shit like that.
I didn't think it'd be a big deal because you make up with every that put hands on you.
Jimmy Jones.
So here's the scandalous scoop. Jim Jones is absolutely fuming after the king of trolling, 50 Cent, had the audacity to drag up those infamous federal informant rumors. And trust me, this all started brewing after Jim's heated feud with his former Dipset brother Camron. 50, being the mastermind of chaos that he is, just couldn't resist jumping into the drama. And when I tell you he went there, honey, he went all the way there. He dug up those old federal informant whispers from the Tekashi 6699 trial and threw some seriously shady jabs about Cam's diss track, just for extra spice. But Jim, oh, he is not having it. He's been all over Instagram, posting these mysteriously shady captions while showing off his workout routine like he's preparing for war. And the tea gets even hotter. He's even teasing what looks like a diss track aimed straight at 50. The fans are absolutely living for every second of this drama, wondering if this is just another rap beef or if it's about to explode into something much, much bigger. Between these federal informant accusations and all this Harlem-on-Harlem shade throwing, we're looking at what could be the messiest showdown of the year. Now, let me take you back to where all this juicy drama started. It all ties back to this fascinating conversation between 50 Cent and Camron back in December 2024 on Cam's Talk with Flea podcast. They were revisiting their infamous feud from the late 2000s, and let me tell you, it was everything.
So when me and you were battling during our music thing, you got members of Dipset to come to your show. And I'm like, so I'm sitting there like,
yeah, that was
this is kind of smoke. Cause I wouldn't have thought about reaching out to Yayo or Lloyd Banks. I'm like, he's going public with this?
I'm like, yo.
What was your thought process behind saying, yo, you know what? Songs. What was how did this work?
Let me say this, look.
How'd it go?
I was there, I'm in your horse and carriage video. I'm in the pool.
What? You know what? You told me this.
Your horse and carriage video.
You told me this before.
I was in the pool in the horse and carriage.
Wow, that's crazy.
So if you look, like when everybody's there,
right?
Jimmy was not a rapper then.
Right.
He was your man, like on the side, like in the side, just he was not a rapper at all.
Right.
So when balling took place, and I'm looking and I'm going, oh, he having a moment. That's the Lloyd Banks. It's Lloyd Banks thing. He wanted that. He was watching them be that, like Mace be that, and Cam be that, and looked at, and it was finally he had one.
Mm-hmm.
And I just looked, and I knew I just took the shot, murder, to see, because I wasn't sure he was gonna go for it. Mm-hmm. But I was like, we like Jimmy better than you anyway, Cam. Then you gotta watch to see how he responds. And then when you see, he like, oh, you really like that. Hey, get me Jimmy. Yeah, tell him we want you at the show, Jimmy. Yo, but that was one of those things I just threw it out and see what. And then when he bit to it, because it was like he was having a moment that not sure that was going to ever happen again.
You won't believe this. Cam actually admitted that 50's move was smart, totally devious, and a complete checkmate moment. But Jim Jones, oh honey, he was not happy about his name being thrown around in their little chat. He went straight to Justin LeBoy's podcast and basically told both Cam and 50 to keep his name out of their mouths.
Oh my. Them niggas ain't got nothing else to think about but Capo. I did a lot for them in their life, you heard? Both of them. Pause though, get off my dirt. There's only space on there for baby girl, man. Come on, man. Tugging on my shit like that.
And the drama just keeps getting juicier. Jim completely shut down Cam's claims about trying to hold Dipset together. He straight up said Cam wasn't running anything and definitely couldn't control him.
He didn't think nothing, he could pull nothing together. He couldn't do nothing with me. He couldn't tell me nothing. Like, let's not get this twisted. Like, nobody could tell me nothing. I was my own boss. I did what I did as a soldier because I was a soldier. You heard? I had the soldiers. Didn't tell me nothing. You heard? I did what I wanted to do. I seen it wasn't going right, so I started doing what Jim Jones needed to do for Jim Jones. Because that was supposed to be the Don wasn't taking care of the capo. Started feeling like the Gotti movie, you heard?
But what was the point where you realized I'm gonna have to do what I gotta do? Because
I mean,
it was definitely the last straw.
It's not even in my memory. Like, yo, that was the last straw, but it was just the sequence of the way things was going, and it came to a point where I had to worry about who Jim Jones was moving forward. Then I was worried about anybody else because nobody else was worried about me. I got to a point where I became famous too. There was a point where all the famous people know me. Then after that, it was like I'm just as famous as all the famous people. I can't do what I used to do for you. You heard? Somebody got to do that for me right now because I'm super lit. You heard? But I put my life on the line for all of you know, and everybody knew that. But wasn't doing the same thing in return.
The way Jim laid it all out was absolutely wild. He made it crystal clear that he was his own boss, doing what he needed to do as a soldier. And when he started comparing himself to the Gotti movie, the drama, he basically told everyone that he reached a point where he was just as famous as everyone else. And honey, he wasn't about to keep playing second fiddle to anyone.
When Cam did with calling the station up over the cop and all that shit, I felt that was childish. That wasn't, like, you don't press no real buttons and you're not about to come outside when it's time to really get active. So how dare you do some weak shit like that that really didn't hold no merit? Like, you start going crazy over Koch, over a white man that been us since we got signed there, and whatever backdoor deals you had with him serves you more advantageous than it served me. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, so when that went on, I was like, that was kind of weak. That was corny, because at that time, there was no real beef. It was just the most powerful groups of individuals that's running New York at the same time. So in my mind, I was like, it's more advantageous for us to try to figure out how us to start to move and do tours and really go crazy and figure out, because that we were sizzling, but this it was on Mars. These wasn't doing regular. They wasn't these doing arenas every night. We doing clubs every night. We got the city and the urban communities on fire and shit like that. In my mind, I see an opportunity for us to really start. You heard? Like, we had all the power and shit like that. My mind ran different and shit like that. So when he did that, I'm like, damn, I all that up. You heard? And then it was like, now you want to start a beef with these over what though?
Now this is where the tea gets scalding hot. Jim spilled everything about how Dipset came together, and let me tell you, it's a whole soap opera. Apparently, he grew up with both Mace and Camron, and get this, they even stayed at his grandmother's house. But you know how fame changes people, right? Once Mace got his big break with Bad Boy Records, things got super messy. According to Jim, Mace started treating Cam like yesterday's news, which caused all kinds of tension. And here's the heartbreaking part. Jim revealed that Cam used to adore Mace back in the day, would literally do anything to make sure he was taken care of, even helping chase those rap dreams. But like always, money had to come and ruin everything. But wait, it gets even more interesting. Despite all that drama, Mace and Camron eventually buried the hatchet and are now making money together with their sports and entertainment show, It Is What It Is. And Jim? He wasn't even surprised when they became besties again. Speaking of controversial moves, Jim stood his ground about joining 50 on stage. He was riding high on the success of We Fly High Ballin' and wasn't about to let anyone rain on his parade. He even threw some serious shade at G-Unit's fashion choices, I mean, the nerve, but admitted that performing in front of thousands in New York was too good to pass up. Then he spilled about that infamous 2007 argument between Cam and 50 on Angie Martinez's Hot 97 show. It was pure chaos. 50 was promoting Curtis, and when Cam called in, baby, it was on. They were fighting about label stats. Cam was claiming Coke artists were outselling G-Unit's roster, and things got so heated that Angie had to cut them off because Cam wouldn't stop cursing. Looking back on it during his Justin Lowboy interview, Jim called the whole thing childish and said he couldn't even understand why Cam started it in the first place.
When Cam did with calling the station up over the cop and all that shit, I felt that was childish. That wasn't, like, you don't press no real buttons, and you're not about to come outside when it's time to really get active. So how dare you do some weak shit like that really didn't hold no merit? Like, you start going crazy over Koch, over a white man that been f***ing us since we got signed there, and whatever backdoor deals you had with him serves you more advantageous than it served me. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, so when that went on, I was like, that was kind of weak. That was corny, because at that time, there was no real beef. We was just the most powerful groups of individuals that's running New York at the same time. So in my mind, I was like, it's more advantageous for us to try to figure out how us to start to move and do tours and really go crazy and figure out, because that we were sizzling, but this, it was on Mars. These wasn't doing regular, they wasn't, these doing arenas every night. We doing clubs every night. We got the city and the urban communities on fire and shit like that. In my mind, I see an opportunity for us to really start, you heard? Like, we had all the power and shit like that. My mind ran different and shit like that. So when he did that, I'm like, damn, that all that up. You heard? And then it was like, now you want to start a beef with these over what though?
Just when we thought things couldn't get more explosive, Cam absolutely lost it on his It Is What It Is podcast. The gloves came completely off as he questioned everything about Jim, from his Harlem roots to his leadership in Dipset. Can you believe he called Jim a former fan who used to beg to be around him? And that wasn't even the half of it. Cam started posting clips of Jim admitting Mace taught him how to rap, completely trying to discredit everything Jim's been saying lately. And why did Cam finally snap? Because Jim had the audacity to accuse him of duck riding. That's when Cam decided to air all the dirty laundry.
You are not from Harlem. I did not grow up with you. I did not grow up with you. Contrary to what you believe, I did not grow up with you. You are from the Bronx. Did your grandmother live? Did your grandmother live in Harlem? Yes. Did you come see her? Yes. Did I see you time to time? Yes. I did not grow up with you. You talk about dick riding now. That's where this all, I would have left you alone. I would have left the old shit alone. But listen, dick riding, do you remember how we met? Pause. Not met, how you got cool with us? This is how this started. I want y'all to go Google Camron 1995 freestyle.
Lieutenants and pennies with a 44 Johnny honey, and now I'm in Gotti money. Just wanna be cool, but couldn't piss in my potty bummy. And it's not my dicky to do it anymore. The bucket that's for the rental cops, like a report sweating buckets of water. I got the jacket running off. It's like looking for a spot. It's like fraud tonight. The body shit was starting like.
Don't make it a habit, G, or I'ma extinguish two in your cavity.
You was a fan. You begged us. You are a fan. A fan. We didn't grow up with you. I am from 140th and Lenox. I am from NFL. Up the block was 40 Wolves. Lou Simpson's on 142nd Cross Square. D. Ferg on number 8th Avenue. I don't see you around none of this. Shout out to what's the Final Four Billy and them you started. You're not from none of that. So you can sit around and act like you've been around all this Harlem and everything. You ever see somebody from Harlem try to act like they from Harlem so bad that you got to keep saying, I'm from Harlem? From Harlem, know who's from Harlem. You don't have to keep saying you from Harlem. So that's first and foremost. All this is on your account. You were fanned out and you begged us to come to your house after you heard all these mixtapes. That's how you got in.
Cam went absolutely ballistic. He called Jim weak and exposed how he would make peace with people who had physically confronted him. He name-dropped C. Gouda, True Life, and Menes, pointing out how Jim would patch things up with them after physical altercations. But here's the real tea. Cam highlighted how Jim wouldn't show that same forgiveness to his true friends. The shade of it all.
I didn't think it'd be a big deal because you make up with every put hands on you. But I see the pattern now. If I agree to disagree with you and don't want to take it that route because they got some genuine love for you, you keep going on and on and on. Every that put hands on you or you get to altercation, you cool with them. I see you with C. Gutter. Junior Mafia, cool. I see you taking pictures with True Life. It's cool. Me and DC, y'all having sit-downs to work out. Gunshots was let off with that. Y'all having sit-downs to work it out. You tried to chase French Montana out the game, that ain't work out. Y'all got cool. So cool that you go to his video shoot, pardon me, not his video shoot, his movie. You're sitting in the crowd watching the premiere, and they dissing you in the movie. You in the movie getting dissing, you gotta eat it, just sitting in the crowd. Nah, they dissing you in the movie that you went to go see, bro. You ever wonder how you met Mano? Ask him how he met Mano. Mano gonna downplay because they cool now. He tried to press Mano one day because Mano first came out. He had a little record where he was saying, dissing the rappers. I don't know he's dissing, he said nigga's name. So Jim Plus see Mano one day and was like, yo, what's up with all that saying my name? Mano said, who the f you talking to? Oh, you think I one of them? You out your motherfucking mind? Now they the lobby boys. Every nigga that do something to put pressure on you, you sit there and work it out, but got a little genuine heart for you and all that, cool, that's the pattern. If they don't put hands on you, then you can keep going on and on and on. And I ain't promoting none of this. I think it's cool that you cool with everybody I name. You gonna be 50 next year, nigga.
When Jim claimed Cam stood by while he got jumped by 8 people in Harlem, oh honey, Cam was not having it. He fired back with his own set of accusations that completely flipped the script.
Do you ever hear me talk about when you ran on me when BMF pulled up? When you ran in the hotel, they chased you to the beach. All them niggas, and lucky, I had my on me and my man JoJo, I ain't gonna say his name, Spanish, you know him, the Spanish don't care about life, who was with me, is like, who all these coming? I said, oh, they come this way. No, and this no disrespect, because Blue's my, Meets my, all that. And Blue Da Vinci just told this story on his platform or whatever platform recently. He got it 89% right. It's a little off, Blue. I'll tell it on Talk with Fleet, my perspective of what happened. But at the end of the day, I don't be out there pumping. They chased you to the beach, you was in the sand. You was getting wet from the water, from the ocean. I don't pump that.
Hence, pure venom, straight from the Tekashi 6991 trial drama. Let me refresh your memory about that whole mess. Back in 2018, when Tekashi got charged with federal conspiracy charges as part of the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods case. During the trial, prosecutors brought out this wiretapped call allegedly featuring Jim Jones, aka Individual 1, suggesting Tekashi needed to be violated after distancing himself from the gang. Even though Jim wasn't charged, the internet went wild with informant rumors, especially after some fake news story went viral. And 50 Cent? He made everything so much worse by reposting that story and joking, oh, so that's why they ain't pull him in. Say it ain't so, Jimmy. Even though he deleted the post quickly, we all know nothing truly disappears from the internet. Then in 2019, 50 couldn't resist stirring the pot in the Shade Room's comments when they shared tweets from a courtroom reporter stating that 6ix9ine testified Jim was a retired rapper and 9 Trey member. 50 just had to comment, he said Jimmy a retired rapper yo lol, with those laughing emojis. But the absolute pinnacle of 50's trolling, this video that had everyone crying with laughter? Picture this, 50 pretending to be terrified, literally begging people to keep his location secret while hilariously snitching on himself. I'm afraid for my life. I mean, Jimmy is gang LOL. I'm so afraid of Jeru, Jim Jones, and Freaky Zeke that I'm hiding out in Texas. Please, whatever you do, don't tell them I'm in San Antonio. Don't tell them I'm staying at the Four Seasons. By 2020, when Tekashi was about to get that early COVID-19 release, 50 turned up the heat again. He called Jim out on Instagram. Now, Individual 1, you're going to have to tell everybody how you were on tape in court. On the phone coaching Mel to super duper violate Shorty, but the feds never picked you up because you were doing your job, confidential informant. Jim wasn't about to take that lying down. He clapped back on Instagram, posting a pic of Mel Murda and calling 50 some choice words, accusing him of supporting rats. Later, on the Angie Martinez show, Jim admitted these rumors initially made his blood boil, but he eventually laughed it off, saying, "People don't read the facts, they read the gram. It's a big difference." Fast forward to 2025 and 50's still at it. He posted this shady pic of Jim looking left out while Jay-Z, Diddy, Fat Joe, and other celebs were living it up with the caption, "LOL individual one calling the shots out here. I know you working, so please don't say gangster stuff to me." And as if that wasn't enough drama, he posted a clip of Maze casually eating popcorn, clearly living for all this mess. Jim hit back immediately. He accused 50 of making things up and posted this nostalgic throwback pic from his Bird Gang days with the caption, "Why you keep on lying? Why you keep on lying, LOL? I'm going back to sleep." Free Mel Matrix, it's reverse. That shout out was for his close friend Mel Matrix, who's serving 135 months on those hearing charges and was part of that infamous wiretapped call. But Jim wasn't done. He teased his fans with what sounds like a diss track aimed at Camron.
Jimmy Jones.
Then, just to remind everyone he's not all talk, Jim posted this intense gym video of him crushing weighted calisthenics. The message was crystal clear with that caption, "I'm physically strong but mentally stronger. They can't do nothing with me." The fans? They're going absolutely wild in the comments. Some are convinced Jim's getting ready to throw hands with 50, with one fan straight up saying, "Why I'm getting ready for 50 Cent?" Another fan called it from a mile away, "I swear I knew Jim was going to post a gym picture after the interview dropped." But not everyone's here for the drama. Some fans are trying to be peacemakers, saying things like, "Man, y'all too grown to be going back and forth, champ. Pull up on each other and talk it out. All this beefing and fighting corny." Even with all these mixed reactions, one thing's for sure. Jim's gym flex has everyone talking, and he's clearly not backing down anytime soon. The question on everyone's mind now is Jim about to drop the hottest diss track of the year, or is he planning to handle this beef in a completely different way? Whatever happens next, this drama is far from over and we're all here for it. The tea has never been hotter, and you know there's more drama coming. This beef is just getting started, and it's only going to get messier from here.